Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another one of Wolf's streams. I'm your host, Saber or Wolf, or Saber of WoQ, whichever you prefer. And my last pair of promotional links about. But yeah, today we are going to be continuing on with playing some SnowRunner. I mean, obviously, I've been playing this for quite a few. Well, since last time anyway. Uh, I've just spent most of last week on the main map because yeah, that was a bit of an annoying map. There's a reason I was in main. I'll explain later because between since last stream, I have actually picked up the DLC season 1 and 2 passes. So all in, I'm just missing 30 quid's worth of trucks, which is about 5, 6 packs. And about 8 to 10 trucks. Right. Though without further ado, where's the right screen? There it is. Right. Let us get on the go. Right. Okay. What we have here is the Royal BM17. Picked this up last night whilst I was hunting for a particular engine part in Alaska. I was trying to find the part, and I ended up finding this. It actually sounds like a truck. Unfortunately, I can't do much about this stock snorkel on it at the minute. Actually, a very nice interior. Double bench seat there, and a solo for me in the driver's seat. It's actually a decent engine noise as well. This is the one I thought I'd recovered, but it's not. It's on the loading screen for Smithville Dam. This is the truck. You pick it up around here, and you have to tow it. I'm trying to remember where I had to tow it to, but I had to tow it, at the very least, from back over here all the way, at the least, to this road. Was a wee bit of a trek, but it's basically my Fleet Star, only bigger. Not as good off road at the moment, but I've chucked the fuel trailer on it because I'm gonna need the fuel trailer. Oh, the Dreamcatcher you see there comes from one of the DLCs. Fairly nice basic interior. Whilst I was hunting for the engine, and after I'd picked up the Royal, I got myself a Hummer. Had to drag it back to the garage to unlock it. But we have a Hummer H2. Got repair supplies in the trunk and on the roof. Some good some unique off-road tyres. Very bad in deep mud though. And they only come in this size. If I want better tyres on it, I have to lose them, but I have to get bigger suspension first. Managed to pick this baby up last night as well. A Pacific P16. Whilst it lacks any kind of tyres for snow, as long as you're not taking it on snow or trying to go down any particularly narrow road, this thing will not stop. It just won't set any speed records. That's a truckle. Oh yeah, if you're towing a trailer and you go into the internal view, you go to trailer view first. But have a look at this rather comfortable cabin interior. We even have a little hanging fan, which I've got a Dreamcatcher hanging off of. I can actually read the speedo on it as well. And the vehicle ahead of me is why I spent nearly a week in Maine. Hey Koro, thanks for stopping by. I know you're playing Valkyria, so I'm fine if you're just lurking. But yeah, I spent a week in Maine picking up the Armatsu Forester, and then found out that due to a little bit of a shortcut, I only really would have needed to have spent about a day and a half at most. But what's more, this thing will only ever take logs, has a unique crane, and at stock it's a small bed, or small log bed, but you get a little extension on it, makes it take mediums. That's the only thing it will ever take. But no truck in the game can have a log loading crane and a log carrying bed without a trailer beyond the Forester. What's more, this little sci-fi cab has a little trick. I can only activate it. Oh, can I activate the crane? Oh, no, it's not letting me activate the crane because the engine isn't on. I was in Alaska last night hunting for the engine on this because I tried it out, and the stock engine on this thing is weak. Trying to haul a load of medium logs and a trailer of medium logs just bogs. It cannot go anywhere, at least not uphill. But watch the cab. The cab rotates around to follow where this the crane arm is, so you always have that grabber in sight. I thought that to be pretty cool. And then returns back to normal for driving. I've still got some medium logs to deliver on this map before I need to go to Island Lake, which is why I've pulled out the White Western Star, because I need a heavy duty fuel tanker. There is no garage. There is no fuel station. There is a... Where is it? We've got a fuel carrier semi-trailer there. And we got one... We've got a small standard hitch carrier there. So the condition of this map is why I'm going with a. Oh, we've got one there as well. Well, I'm going with a heavy carrier because I've got to get logs from there. I mean, I can take them from Smithville because I'll come out there, and I'll only need to go around there to there until I restore that bridge there. But it's otherwise going to be a little bit arsey when I then have to come back, go to there, to go around to get to there. Because the only way to Smithville from without going across the dam. Oh, sorry, the only way to the Iron Lake without going across the dam, through the mountain road to Drummond Island, rebuild the bridges, and cross Drummond Island is these 3 roads, all of which have their own problems. And the P16 being a heckin' chunk, I'm going to have, even though it's very fuel efficient, I'm going to have to take it to here, along here, round the edge of the quarry, across here to there. The Forester, I think I might... No, the road is a wee bit windy there, but I could probably get away with taking the Forester straight down and that way to handle the 3 loads of mediums. But I spent money on this bloody log trailer. It's got stuck, and that's why I learned that this thing cannot carry the 2 loads of medium logs at the same time up a hill on the stock engine. Right. I've currently got the twin steer still here, but I also picked up its middle engine. Terrible fuel economy on this thing, sadly, but it's a very damn good heavy hauler. This thing got me through a lot of the conditions of Maine. Tatra T813 at the DLC. Has its own custom paint job as well, which you can see on my whatchamacallit in my screenshots in Stumbled In Discord. Currently only stock engine, comes with its own unique, comes with a special gearbox, can't change the suspension height, comes with its own unique, well, it comes with these specialised mud tyres at stock. I did have to chuck snow tyres on it for a bit. Hasn't always, comes with built-in engageable all-wheel drive. You can't change that. It will always have the ability to go on to all-wheel drive. And a diff lock. 2 tiny snorkels at the back means if my engine is flooded, in real life I would actually be dead because of how high up those snorkels are. To get water in there, the cab has to be flooded. Not many add-ons, unfortunately. Towing platform, high saddle, and it comes with a roof rack with one of the largest amounts of repair parts on a roof rack, 450, and a 160 litre extra fuel supply to go with its 380 litres. And it has attached for a sideboard bed. I haven't really done much to augment the that. This is its stock colours, orange and blue, a bit nasty. But I really like this just charging bison scheme. And of course we have my typical Tribal and Dragons. I've got a hanging Dreamcatcher. It's looking a little beat up because I've got to pull it out and then bring it back in to fully restore it, even though it's actually repaired. It's another DLC truck, KRS-58 Bandit. It's actually unique. It's not exactly made up, but it's not an actual truck. It's built off of a custom truck that also has chunks of bus on it. And it seats 5 people. You have 5 passengers. 2 two-man bench seats and a jump seat, as well as the driver. The Tatra seats 6 because it has a passenger seat as well. It has a passenger seat, driver's seat, bench seat, and 2 jump seats, which face rear. This comes at stock with its own unique crane. It's actually the strongest small crane in the game. Problem is, you can't change the suspension, and fuel tank is heavy as hell for it. So, with it being a front steer, even though it's twin steering axle front, you don't want a particularly heavy back end because it's going to affect your handling. 2 spare wheels, 150 repair parts, and a 140 litre fuel tank, almost enough to completely refuel its 150 litre fuel capacity. Not very good fuel efficiency, but it's got always on all-wheel and diff lock. A decently high snorkel on there. The basic one is a bit tiny. And it comes with these unique unique mud tyres. At basic when you get it. The chained ones are the UODs with added chains. All in all, it's a very competent off-roader, but it will topple. It's a bit top heavy. Still got these 2. I actually picked up a high suspension for this. I've still got my Caterpillar and my HX. Still got my Fleet Star, and I've still got the C70. Got the Tatra there. And I got these 2 as well. The 805 and the 108 Warthog. They're very dinky, they're not very capable for loads, but I'd say they're decent off-road scouts. I still have my Chevrolet set up for mud with a strong roof rack on it, and trunk supplies. This thing, did I actually upgrade the engine? No. It's got brilliant power to weight, but there's actually no need to upgrade the engine. It can't carry a trailer. It's always on AWD, switchable diff lock. Honestly, I can get away with keeping this thing basically stock as hell. With that, combined with those, with that high suspension and huge mud tyres, there's not really any point to upgrading the engine because it will bounce and you will roll it very easily. I have rolled this thing bouncing off. I've gone up onto a rock, like that, at speed. It's just gone kadoink and rolled over, and I'm like, feck. It actually has its own proprietary. Oh, hang on. That's the blue I go for. Yeah, because having its own DLC skin that comes with it from the standalone High Roller pack, which is actually I say standalone. It's included in the Season 1 pass. Green with cards on it, but because it's got a DLC skin, it pushes everything over by 1. So it was in that, but I normally have it in that. Oh, I can now purchase the Forester and the Hummer. Right, that's from the GMC DLC pack. Found that, absolutely love it. It is big truck. I do want to get my hands on that one, though when I get my hands on it, I'm going to have to get a bigger engine on it. The stock engine is lacking, shall we say. That required a patch to actually be good, but used to overshadow that. That now overshadows that. I need one of those for a trophy. That is basically a bigger that. Standalone DLC. Those 3 are... In fact, all 4 of those are from 2 different Western Star DLC bundles. Found that. That's currently outside. It actually sounds like a truck, so I like it. That's for... You actually need that for one of the US DLCs. That's very good for the fuel efficiency trophy. However, it's very tall. It will roll if you're not careful. That's in storage. Those are from rewards from the Tatra DLC. The DLC map that deals with the Tatra factory in Don, Russia. Got that. Starting plank production. That's actually a pretty cool little truck. I need this for for another trophy, and that one's a standalone DLC. This is actually supposed to be a very good heavy scout and light hauler as well. Pickup chassis gives it good recovery. Service cab, very good repair. It's very good for loading small cargo as well, because it's one of the only trucks, well, scout trucks, that can have an actual crane on it. How about that? This has a very niche use. And I get that from one of the DLCs. This is actually all the way in Russia. And he's one of the largest scout trucks. Can have a pickup bed, a custom bed with roof supplies, a small roof rack, which presumably will stack with the custom bed, utility mount, a flat bed which still leaves room for that utility mount, but looks like it can only carry 1 cargo, but it can also have a crane, by the looks of things, it's it is easily one of the best options for an off-road ARV. That one's another one for American DLC thing. That's from Chevy DLC. It's about the only thing better than the Ford. But it also is quite unique in that it's a front-wheel drive. If you don't have the AWD turned on, this thing is actually front-wheel drive. It's basically the only front-wheel drive in the game. We have the Jeep DLC, and we have the Land Rover DLC. This thing you actually find in Russia, and there's a trophy for sticking it in a garage in Alaska, and I want it. It's not very fuel efficient, and unlike the two real vehicles it's a combination of, the Tatran is not amphibious. But its proprietary tyres have the best rating for mud. This thing gives no fricks about mud. Unfortunately, it can only take a roof rack. And it cannot, I believe, pull a trailer. So it's a scout and recovery. It's also one of the slowest vehicles in the game, so it's not going to get anywhere in a hurry. But that primarily covers the shop, and what I haven't got still. And rather than me blather on, right. Oh yeah, because it's a flexible middle, the Forester has pretty good turning. It's a decent ride height as well. Can't change the tyres though. I do actually need to pick that log trailer back up anyway, because I can't sell it until I bring it back to the trailer store, and that was 14 bloody grand. Luckily it's a 1-to-1 recovery unless you're on hardcore mode, but I'm not. There's a reason I tend to coast down this hill in neutral. Get undergo again. I actually got the pedal to the metal trophy last night. Took a vehicle through one map from entry gate to the gate of another map without releasing the accelerator, and I did it on Island Lake, going to Drummond Island from there. Log station, pick up load of mediums, loop the wide way, drop off at Forester's house, come back, pick up trailer, take trailer back to garage. That's my plan. Then we can take the P16 out for a proper spin. Very look now that I've actually got a good engine on this thing. It will actually handle. Right, so let us take the BEP back along. Try not to crash it into a telegraph pole. No, that would be power line. No, it's not a power line. It is a telegraph pole, or telephone pole rather, as it is these days. Unfortunately, this also does not have a snorkel, but the engine is fairly high. Diff lock going. Because the engine is reasonably high, it's not as liable to flood. It's just, yeah. And annoyingly, fallen trees in your path you can't pick up with a bloody log crane. You think you would, because they're just trees, but no. Okay, we actually have a good bit of torque going, even after removing the diff lock. I think the left one's my revs, and the right one's my speed. But I cannot confirm, because I cannot actually read those gauges. Right. But yeah, literally the only thing this can ever haul is logs. It is a forester, after all. Thanks. But yeah, stock engine on it's a wee bit of a lame duck. Go to the second Alaska map to actually find the engine. This is the top engine that it can actually have as well. Can actually frighten some burbs off. Turn. On the plus side, at least it takes turns better than Panther does. I could probably outrun that bloody Raven, even without a Jaguar Mac Cat on on his ass. This thing doesn't exactly move fast. I say I could probably outrun him. That's how my cargo will look. But actually mount the cargo, if I want to do manual loading, I'm going to have to do this 3 times because it takes 3 of these logs to count as a single load. Speaketh of the famous famous Omni-Mech and one shall appear. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. You'll be able to see me actually use the Forester and its proprietary crane as they were intended. What's more, I showed this off earlier, but the cabin actually rotates. But yeah, I was saying that for all that this thing does not actually handle well, it still takes turns better than Panther does. It'll probably outrun him even without the detriment of having to outrun a Jaguar Mad Cat at the same time. there. That is only one. I have to get 3 of those in. There we go. Trying to take 2 logs at once is going to be a bit of a pain in the arse. Oh no, I actually managed to grab them securely. Last time I tried grabbing 2, 1 catapulted away and was a bit of a trek to recover. The only other time one of the only other times I had to indulge in manual loading. I normally occasionally mess about with manual loading just for standard loads. There we go. That's more. That's more where I'd want it. But this one's sticking out far too much for it to actually get packed in. That's why a little bit of finagling with... Yeah, I'm not actually picking it up with the crane to put it into place. I'm just using the crane to push it in, essentially. Like so. Right. Unfortunately, I also rotate my POV even when I'm... It automatically puts my crane into a good position because otherwise my crane would be clipping into the middle of the load. But yeah, once I've dropped this off, I've got to come back and pick up the trailer that's over there. I need to sell it back for me, get me 14 grand back, so I can actually start affording more upgrades. It's also a bit of a weedy horn as well. But yeah, now I've actually got a... Oh, that's not really the road I want to take. No, that's quite a windy road that has a bit of a hard bend on it. It's the morning. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I think that right-hand one's my speedo. I can't be entirely sure. Yes, true, but it's a very weedy horn for a heavy truck. It is a very much a BEP though. Oh, there's me trailer. Yeah, I was trying to go up there with two loads of medium logs. I could not get up that curve at all. It didn't help that I'd got the trailer stuck on a stump. But I did not have the grunt in the truck to brute force past it. Luckily this only requires one load of mediums. I haven't I had to shift down. Yeah. Yeah, it's the rotating cabin and the high engine block, really, isn't it? That and the integrated articulated centre. At stock, it doesn't have that extra rib and pipes at the back, because this frame is normally small logs. That extra section is what gives it the medium log capacity. Around this trailer with some vehicular supplies on them. Okay, we're not actually bogging very much in the mud. Okay, we haven't had to switch down, aside from the flooded section to get to the farm, we haven't had to switch down and engage the diff lock. That's good. Very good. I was having to make judicious use of low gear plus diff lock on the when it was in stock, just to gain traction and torque to go up and even go through the mud. Unfortunately, as I said before, you can't put a snorkel on this for amphibious. It's a little bit disappointing. Let's drop off our load of logs. Right. Now I want to go. I didn't say there. It's stuck on my truck. There. That's where we would have come out if we'd kept up the centre direction. As you can see, wide turning circle. Come on. Round that kill. Oh, it would help if I wasn't actually just trying to plant it into a mud bank, because that's not actually the corner. This is the corner. Oops. Well, oops. But yeah, this thing does not like particularly tight corners. As you can see. There we go. It's not digging in too much. Looks like the engine upgrade actually worked. So I haven't actually gone into any more games to do. Also, some people might think gravity-defying hair is cool. Bad cat. Well, give me half a sec. Very hard to try and put my charger in one-handed. I just wish I had an oath ring left, or at least 600 gems to get an oath ring. And I was going to power up the affection as well, but yeah, on that. bit of a skid there. Whoa. There we go. Oh! Full load of logs might have sent us over. We've returned to the logging station. That's because we want to pick up more logs, but only to go to the sawmill at Iron Lake, which we do not. Not at this second in time. Snake our way through there, quite literally. This is very true. There is a time and place for it. Right. Usually that time and place is pretty much any sci-fi anime ever. Or 1950s pieces. I.e. the classic beehive style. There we go, pulled it back onto its wheels. That actually that should now be close enough. There we go. Winched it back on. But yeah, this setup on the stock engine just could not do it. It could get to the logging station. It just could not pull 2 loads of medium logs at the same time. And over. Unfortunately, I can't fast travel back to the garage with a trailer attached, and I'd be leaving the trailer in the middle of the road if I detached it. So I'd just have to come and get it anyway to go and sell it back. Some suspension damage and some tyre damage. Trying to correct myself because this thing is wobbling a little bit. Sometimes trying to go through mud tracks, you find yourself starting to drift off centre. A bit of a steering nightmare. Particularly at speed when your truck starts to go sideways and it's like, argh. Barely. Well, I'm in top gear right now. I think very hard for me to tell what the increments on my speedo are. And those are kilometres an hour as well, because American. Based on that, I think I was getting to 30 kilometres an hour. Shock horror, I know. this thing actually moving at speed. But it's because I managed to find that better engine. The only reason why we're actually able to get anywhere in a hurry. Downside is, it's kind of killed our fuel economy. You can see there, fuel consumption is at a B. Not the worst, but there's definitely better fuel economy out there. Right turn, right turn, right turn. Come on. I know you could take that bloody turn. I say still corners better than Panther. Even if trying to straighten it back out after a hard turn is a bit of a nightmare. In fact, it has an always-on all-wheel drive is quite useful. That's why I took the initial engine damage before, but made it across. Without breaking anything. We're almost back to the garage so we can sell our bloody trailer. We can also refuel there as well. Oh, yeah, laugh it up, laugh it up. I'm doing this with a controller, not a steering wheel. Right, we've got my Western Star being a heavy tanker. Here's the Royal as another medium carrier. Probably going to be better than the Forester, honestly. It's faster. We've got the Hummer there, and there's the P16. The almighty behemoth. There we go. Sold that. Recover that. I've got a better engine in that at the minute. Yeah. That's what what its stats are at stock. B rank power to weight, A rank durability, B plus fuel consumption. So I go from B, skip B plus, and go to A minus. I've got its stock gearbox, can't change the ride height. You have two options, these tyres or these, and these are the ones it comes with. That's stock. I can take the crane off and the small bit off, but that is a unique crane. And the crane doesn't actually impact my power to weight, unlike basically every other crane attachment in the game. Go back to map. Yeah, White Western Star 4964 is the one that you see on the loading screens for the map. Have a look at this interior. This is a very nice padded interior. Very bare bones, but very nice for summer, built in between 1970 and 1990. That's the stock air filter, so at the minute it can't really go in water. I can't close that hatch on the engine, sadly, but they are basically to give you easier access. It's the long log cradle. The only other mod for it is the saddle. Can't change the tyres or the hubs on it. Wrong button. Oh no. It's me floodlight. I made lights at the front. Doesn't have an AWD, but it does have built-in diff lock. And that's the truck all. Right. That thing, I say you find it over here, and you have to tow it at least back to the road. Right, now, let's go and pick up some long logs. And then, it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, so that's also going to be a bit of a squeeze. Sod it. We're going to take the fun route and prove this thing is absolutely unstoppable. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a proper air horn. We're going to prove that short of snow, this truck is nigh unstoppable because we only need to go to there. To drop our long logs off. The only downer will be trying to come back. It's also very fuel efficient as well. It's not going to set any speed records, but (15 kilometers an hour). Decent revs as well, I'd say. Responds pretty well. Oh, that's my bad. That one was me. I looked down at my phone for a second at the wrong moment. Oh yeah, fun fact, especially when you have the trailer attached, the large log cradle, well, the long log cradle, actually rotates with your trailer. To basically keep the logs centered as you're cornering. This right turn. That always on diff lock is gonna help. It means, especially if it's pretty high weight, we shouldn't actually need to shift down to get through here. Yeah, we're bogging a little, bouncing, but the important part is we're not actually coming to a complete stop. We judder a bit. We're temporarily halted for like half a second, but this thing is just not stopping. Occasionally wake up everybody in a 2-mile radius. As you do. We have literally not swapped to low gear once on this thing. I love it. It is not a pretty truck. It is very much not a pretty truck. It's utilitarian. It's loud. But it plods along. And it gives no vex. It is very fit for purpose, and its normal colours is a greeny yellow and off-white. Our trailer got stuck, and we were actually stuck in place for a moment. Wow. But I didn't shift down to get over it. This sheer amount of torque this thing has. Oh yeah. I know I just keep ranting how powerful it is, but oh yeah, I love this thing. Well worth having to cross Drummond Island twice. If you try and take it from the downside, you can't get to it unless you restore all the bridges. So I had to cross Island Lake. Rolled my truck before I could get to it. And crossed Island Lake again. I don't have a crane. Oh no, this only gives us medium logs. Oh no. This logging station only gives us medium logs. We need to go back to Black River. Because the logging station there does do long logs. Also, wow, we've only used 47 litres to get from where you pick up trailers from to this point. Well, now we're 48, so I used up 2 litres crawling forwards. Most of what's actually getting stuck is the trailer. It certainly isn't a fast truck. But, oh boy. But the only thing that successfully stopped us for more than a few moments was those stones. Oh, the stones on the road, which I cannot get rid of, unfortunately. Got to keep the farm on the toes, you know. Oh look, that was a flying rat. Just casually plough our way through. No fucks to give. We got slowed for a moment there. Oop. stopped, shift it down. And then just, like, yeah. This mud does not scare me. Eat mud. Again, just no bugs. Unless I'm particularly reckless for this thing, I'm probably not going to run out of fuel anytime soon. Some of my other big trucks do bog in that section, and I have to shift down and winch to get them through. This thing is just... it's just not stopping. Won't stop. Aside from its lack of snow tyres, the only downside to this thing is it only has two attachments. This cradle and a high saddle for large semi-trailers. Keep going this way. Okay, that actually stopped us. Indestructible trees are about the only thing that directly stopped us. I don't even think I really upgraded this thing. Didn't have the money. Man, look at the wide mirrors setting on this. Wait. The road's there. However, zero effects, y'all. Zero effects. Yeah. That's the road. This bit's the bit we want to be on. Not that watery bit there. This actually brings us out by a fuel garage, top up. It also brings us out by the gate as well. The garage, well, the fuel station is just over there. The gateway is just over there. About halfway between the two. It is a mud road. Then again, I think it's also more apt to say that this thing makes its own roads. As I told you on Discord, this thing was free. All I had to do was find it. It was in pristine condition, fully refueled and everything. Top gear. Fuel consumption is not even 5 litres a minute when we're at full speed in a straight line. Black River is your starting area. That's the Chevy and the Fleet Star International, I believe. I've completed all the tasks on this map. Right. Yeah. Log station there. The only real problem is I've got to cover, no matter which direction I go, a significant portion of the map. Your garage is there, but where you start the game is I think around about there. Because there's an upgrade there. Your first job's in your Chevy. Oh yeah. It's instead split into regions. One of your first jobs is to repair this bridge. Because you get... Oh yeah, I kind of rolled my trailer, my semi-trailer there. I'm trying to pick it up, just dumped it upside down. But you had to go to there to pick up metal beams and a truck. I think that's where I got my Fleet Star from. To bring it to there, to repair the bridge, and you find the garage all the way over there. Right. Despite how that bit looks, most of that section from there to there is flooded. That's all flooded. That's all marsh. That's all. That's a lake. That's all marshy. And for the record, those aren't lying, by the way. Those markers. They are literally floating in the air. I can cover that easily enough. Storage. Let's grab the Marshall. I'm probably going to roll this at least once. We'll return to the big BEP in a minute. Okay, I've got my fuel economy back on this thing. I should also have handling back. So I returned this thing to completely stock for engine and gearbox. It has no trailer hitch. It's pointless upgrading those. Trying to get to the fuel station on this side is a nightmare in a big truck. Because you can bog very easily along this section. Right, so we want to go actually no. No, we do want to go that way because this is the quicker way. Downside is I have reduced performance across roads because of the mud tyres. Basically. Right. I know I've shown you the clip and the screenshots when I got back there, but that pallet of bricks is too far away for the small crane to reach. Same with the trailer. Because it's a scout trailer, I couldn't hitch it to my truck, which is what caused the problem. Those rocks are also a bit of a problem trying to get up here. As are these rocks. This roof rack I am a lot more prone to rolling, and I only have the regular winch on it. I don't have the autonomous winch on it. The suspension is also quite springy, but you get this in the High Roller DLC, along with a unique skin for it. I just prefer it in my usual blue. And all the dials and gauges are in the centre of the dashboard. I think that's my revs on the right hand side, my speedo on the left. But I cannot confirm. But yes, for those who haven't seen the little clip and there's screenshots of the resulting aftermath, I broke the game's physics engine. It damn near totaled my my Fleet Star, my International Fleet Star 2078, being yeeted into the trees by a glitching out trailer, but it was at the very least mildly humorous. Okay, you have to fix this bridge as well. Sort of see the drill site from here. It's past that pylon in the center of the screen. Most of your missions on the contract screen here are about setting that structure back up, and you have to pick up a 5-slot drill, well, 5-slot cargo slot drill from Smithville Dam as one of the final objectives. And the only truck I had that could have a semi-trailer and had the torque for it was my Fleet Star. Unfortunately, because of the saddle position being suboptimal, it did end up with me front wheels not having as much ground contact quite a lot, so I had a lot of trouble steering. Also, my roof rack, I've got like 80 litres, so I can refill my fuel tank twice. Off of this roof rack. Decent light setup as well. Oh, somewhat. Right, logging station's down there, so that's going to be a little bit of a trek. The Pacific shouldn't bog in. Shouldn't, but it might. So I may actually have to use low gear for the first time on that thing. Oh yeah, yes there is. Unlike Mud Runner, where waiting costs you fuel, even if you turn the engine off. Morning, 8. We're almost 9 in the morning. 8:30 at night. Midnight. It jumps you through specific time frames. That tutorial always pops. You always get several tutorials that pop up. Right, 6 a.m., 1 in the afternoon, 8:30 at night, midnight. I tend to prefer to drive in the day. Because even with my lights on, it's a bit of a... can't always see where I'm going at night. Particularly if I'm going down more muddy trails. So I tend to navigate them just off of pure sight. Like the tyre tracks that come in that you see in these, I tend to navigate them by those. And at night, even with my lights on, it can be hard to see them beyond like that angle. Because the direction of the sunrise. But yeah, you are not seeing things. That is indeed a trailer stuck in mid-air. If we can get the camera position right. And yes, that is also indeed a pallet of bricks in mid-air. They are just stuck in mid-air. So, resume time. Like I said, I broke the physics engine of this game. And how many fucks do I have to give about that? None. It was hilarious. I mean, okay, it broke my truck. And I got yeeted to about there, roughly. I was trying to go to there. But the thing is, I'd have then had to let go of the trailer, return my truck to the thing, back to the garage, and come out with my pickup just to hitch up to the trailer. Because it is a Scout flatbed. You cannot take a Scout flatbed outside of a Scout truck. Send you back to that. Local map. Go back to me P16. Right, so yeah, our best bet. So we can't really corner well, so we can't really do that. We have the fuel economy. So I say, sod it, we are going here, crossing the flooded road. Across to there. Log station. Back up to the road. If we follow it back to here. Actually, we won't even need to top up the fuel. If we then go this way, there's actually well, it's not really a shortcut. If you have enough grunt, because there's an upgrade there. There. You can cross there, which is very good when taking some when trying to cross between the drill site and the lumber mill for some objectives. Like if you got to drop off there and there, or you're coming from the sawmill from the from logs and you go in there. It saves you having to do all of that loop. But anyway. Let's show Black River just how many fucks we have to give about the obstacles in our path. I'll say one thing for certain about how unstoppable this is. It'll take more hits than Hardcase does, and you won't be waiting over 20 years for me to come back down. I still have to wonder, did he ever land in the end, or is he still up there somewhere? Have we got somebody looking into this? That could have been painful. Had to clear a rockfall here as well. That was a mission. We are going the right way. That's the drill site is over there. That's faster turning forward. There isn't an objective to restore the bridge here. There's a turn off to the drill site through the swamp. You just need a particularly beefy truck. So there's fast flowing water and all. Oh wow. For consistent travel, we have actually needed to shift down. But crucially, we haven't stopped. Another reason to navigate in the day as well. Being actually able... Oh, it can. If the water is flowing fast enough and the truck is light enough, you will get pushed. Like my Chevy pickup will start getting shoved sideways by this. particularly on the slightly narrower sections. But this thing is heavy enough that it's not going to give it, that it just, the water just cannot push it. You can actually see the trailer itself is slightly off centre. Just a certain dominance over the river, the fact that we've crossed it with no effect. The barricades can actually do damage to your truck, as you will see. But again, zero fucks to give. Also, the logging station here is quite swampy. Makes particularly heavy trucks bog down a bit as well. Though the weight of this, combined with pretty good mud tyres, means I have some pretty good traction already, even without a load attached. Cargo management, long logs. And let's head back to Smithville. Oh yeah, we're caught. We're not going anywhere because we're actually caught on the edge of the log station. So despite the fact we're not actually touching the log cradle, it still decided actually you're bogging in. Or rather, not bogging, you are caught. Okay. Luckily I came prepared this time. I have the socket already turned on, I just unplugged the cable. Let's get my finger off the accelerator so I didn't accidentally collide with anything. Been half on the trail and half not. Managed to get us very slightly stuck. Oh, shit. Noticed the capture card. Somehow. As soon as my screen went off, I hit the pause button. I've only dropped 84 frames in an hour and a half. Good going if I do say so myself. No more. Yeah, we sort of missed the trailer a little there. Yeah, well, the screen came on. I was paused, but where I paused was like half a second from hitting a train. I can't be faulted for that. Pause it as soon as I could. Yeah. Not even that awkward terrain there has been able to keep us from proceeding. Unfortunately, it's a standardised sound clip for the horn, so you can't do a drawn out horn noise. Also, yeah, annoyingly, it's by pressing it's the centre of the steering wheel. There's no pull the cord classic. Cartoon style. They had to clear rockfall here as well. If you notice, the objectives now specify the maps as well. Before it was Norton's house. It's now Norton's house, Smithfield Down. So long as I remain in Michigan. If you look at cartoons involving big rig trucks, a lot of the time, if the character goes for the horn, they pull the they pull a cord that runs along the cabin, top of the cabin. They just pull that. It was then subverted. It was subverted in the Simpsons episode as well. The episode where a Homer becomes a trucker. Because they... I looked away. Looked down at my phone for a moment. It was a kid who's in the back of a car looking at the truck and he's doing the whole dear, trying to get him to blow the horn. Homer misunderstands and then Bart explains. And he's like, oh, well, pulls the cord and it just detaches the entire load. Yeah, I think it was mostly on trucks from, I think, 70s and 80s, maybe. Like the iconic American big rigs. Kind of trucks. But I've only ever seen it in cartoons. It is mildly disappointing that our horn is centre button, not a pull down the pull on the string one, but it is what it is. I can deal with that. It allows them to just reuse the same animation for all of the vehicles. Ooh, whoa. I can still roll this thing if I'm not careful. So what a low, wide base though, so it is hard to roll. But I'm carrying a lot of logs, so it's not impossible. Derries, however, are virtually impossible. The larger of the two dairy long, you know, two dairy trucks. The larger of the two is, even if you're deliberately trying to roll it, you have to work for it to roll that thing over, because it's just such a wide base sport. Also, I had to get this built. Luckily, even if it's a wooden plank bridge, you can cross it no problem. Oh yeah, branch a tree trunk bit I just crushed. That's what catapulted my fleet star back at one point. But yeah, that's the drilling platform. We have been slowed by the mud, but crucially, still haven't stopped. We're probably going to have to refuel when we get back to the dam. Or I drop the logs off where they need to be. Bring the trailer back to the garage, on up the trailer, and then recover for a full refuel. Another river fording section. Luckily we can see where the tracks are. I had nothing to do with that boat being upside down, by the way. It was like that when I got here. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That way will take us back to town. We want to go this way. Judicious use of the winch to help the cornering a little. Yes, you can imagine trying to take roads like this when your front end is bouncing in the air and you have no steering, effectively. Last little bits of road caused us to actually grind to a halt. Curse you, road! Do I need to sick an ornery bunny donkey on that section of road? Yes, well, Amia is Amia. Can't really stop her from being herself. Okay, that's a windy route that takes us past the trailer store. Okay, that's fine. And one benefit of having a co-op partner would be, especially when we get to Island Lake, I'd be able to do the long log runs using this, whilst my partner uses the Royal and its higher speed to nip 3 loads of medium logs around. Hey, almost lost the train of thought. Or the truck of thought, as the case may be. But, again, there's been plenty of art of Amir vehemently denying being a donkey. Plenty of art of that already. Nice. Get it off there. Yeah. That truck currently on the screen there, that's the White Star. That's going to be my fuel tanker for Island Lake. Also, I may be properly bringing back the Switch streams soon, because one, got to finish Star Wars off. I've also got to finish Code Vein stream off as well. But thanks to a friend of mine, I do have Pokemon Legends Arceus, so I'll be able to stream that as well. Right. Second right. Oh wow, we're actually now at below half capacity. So yeah, we are going to top our fuel tank off over here. Yeah, luckily, most of the ones I've encountered so far have either been Gen 3 or Gen 4. So Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Sorry, stop sign. This truck does not know how to stop. Luckily, this game has no additional traffic. Yeah, fun fact, the horn actually creates a bubble around you. you'll see it as we travel through water. Oh no, have we actually gotten stuck? Shock horror. My inattentive driving by looking at chat has actually gotten us stuck. So lack of all-wheel drive means we actually do not have the leverage. On the plus side, we have a winch. Because I've lightened our load, actually no, something solid. We're now largely on an upright keel. There's now not anything else in range. Properly connects to. We are, however, not completely stuck. Which I'm well aware it sounds like I'm talking out the backside, but remember, folks, we have this big thing. And thanks to an uprated engine, we've now got more grunt to it. And luckily, once we've pulled the P16 clear, I can just tell this to recover back in the garage. I won't need to get anything to pull it out. Yeah. You can get one of these in Mud Runner as well. It's the 6900 XD. But this is the twin steer. Western Star 6900 twin steer. I cannot modify this back at all. It can't pull a trailer, but it's the only thing that can take 4 cargo slot without a trailer. In any combination of 4. 4 individuals, 2 pairs, a 3 and a 1, 2 1s and a 2. As long as it's not more than 4 slots, it can take it. And of course it can't take logs, but that's pretty much a given. It comes with differential lock, and the DLC Phase 1, which is Kola Peninsula, Yukon, Wisconsin. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. and Ammer, which your whole thing for Ammer is to rebuild a Soviet space rocket and launch it. That's all season 1 of the DLC. You actually get the F-70 on one of these 2 maps, and you need to get to Imadra to get the upgrade, because it turns out the all-wheel drive for this thing is there. I don't know where the garage is. Presumably it's over there. But uniquely, the Kola Peninsula maps, the watchtowers, only open small sections. You have to basically discover the rest of the map yourself, or use a trailer that you pick up as a mission and then unlock properly for purchase on Lake Cobb. Bearing in mind, for Lake Cobb, all of your watchtowers are on this side. So all of this end of the map, you have to manually explore. We have open water along here, up to here. Large chunks of this ice, if you go in a particularly heavy truck, will just start dumping you in the water. More thawed section there. It's a wee bit of a mess, that map. Still better than Maine. Turns out, if you read the... Well, I can't really read all the description, but there were a cold cyclone struck at the start of the rainy season. So yeah, lowland. The garage is basically non-functional. You have one slot. You have to do missions to repair the garage's functionality to what you get in other garages, like the trailer store. Refuel and repair just by recovering. Customization, etc. And the thing is, I had to go all the way to there to do stuff on that map to unlock that tunnel to come out here. And then it turns out that I actually didn't need to do that, because bear in mind, for the record, the Forester is there. Even with a maintenance flatbed and the maintenance bed and your best roof rack, the Bandit it'll take you 2 trips, because the Bandit can take the maintenance bed, the Tatra can't. And the Tatra will actually bog in along that path, trying to get it in. And that's all swampy. But that cliff route there, blocked. This road route here, this was blocked. The objective to clear it is there. So normally, you have to go from there all the way back to here. And bearing in mind, Yellow Rock has no garage. So you have to haul your own fuel supply and pray to God you get there in time. And also, that ain't there, so you have to go the long way. But I found out there's a shortcut. You get up to this house. The tree line here is wide enough that you can filter through and you end up about here. Trying to get down into that is a bit of a hassle, so you'd probably have to get down there and try not to roll it going through there. And that's an exercise in patience. Get down there, get to there. With a crane truck, you can pick up the 2 loads of planks from there that it carries, winch them over to the far end of the rockfall, and have a delivery truck grab them, and drop them off at the house. But then you have to go all the way to here. I picked them up from the warehouse, rather than the log station. Oof, that's fine. But yeah, it's a rigid frame. I'm just showing off the map for Maine. This is the one that I spent nearly a week on. Most of the stuff here requires that gate, which is another mission to fix by itself. Don, Maine, and Tennessee are all season 2. There is still another, year 2. There's a season 8 pack coming soon, and because I've got the year 2 season pass, I will be guaranteed to get it for free. That one's just all racing. Pain in the arse. This one, you are literally rebuilding a Soviet rocket to launch into space. That one has one of the caterpillars, the heavy trucks. This is where you get the all-wheel drive for the twin steer from. But getting to there is a pain in the ass because of the way the watchtowers work on the Kola Peninsula. And I had to go to there to get the big engine on the Forester. Oh yeah, we've been idling our engine on. That costs us fuel. But yeah, this is a static flatbed, twin front steering axle. Can't do any kind of modification to the bed, but it is 4 cargo slots. No truck has 4 cargo slots without carrying a trailer. The downside is this thing cannot take a trailer. It comes at stock with the diff lock, but I found the all-wheel drive in Kola Peninsula, so this thing actually has good off-road capability now. The downside is it has terrible fuel economy. Right. Low gear, diff lock, all-wheel drive. Come on. Come on, you beauty. Wow, we actually cannot shift this. Not from the trailer side. Switch to this. Unpack the cargo. Change back to the twin steer. should have an effect on the physics engine. Yes, it does. Back. As I then don't have eyes on mounting point. So that's the midpoint of the truck. Well, we actually cannot shift. Right. We could not actually shift it. This is now going to make it a little trickier. I can't believe we've actually had to recover the truck. If I was in multiplayer, someone was in the twin steer and I was in P16, might have been able to do it. But also somewhere in the Kola Peninsula is where you get the Ford F70. Well, 750, not F70, F750. There's our log trailer. That's the stump that caught us. Yeah, we can't properly load our, pack our cargo as well. Because they're not in the centre frame. Well, they're not in the centre of the frame. However, we still have this. Then again, let's actually show this one off. No, I should look at proper look at the interior of this. Oh, neat! I've got an. Oh, it's not electronic. I have a nice big speeder. It's made by the same guys who make my make the Fleet Star. Problem is, we're going to have to lift the logs over, well, up and over, to get them back onto the front of the carrier front on the Pacific. Also, big problem is that the logging crane has a very high centre of gravity. So you can quite easily roll this thing. This is just stock suspension. I'm bouncing all over the shop. Okay. Right. Okay, we actually got free of that. So yeah, whilst this is a heavy-duty truck, it is not set up for actual off-roading. Got a little easier there. Before we get into that, I will be right back. I'm just going... The yell of "Okay" was "Let me down." Right, back in a minute. luckily it's only who did the damage. Okay. I haven't actually jolted the capture card into freezing. Okay. I know. This thing at least has good fuel economy. Now the capture card goes off. There we go. Manual loading the logs is exercise in mild frustration, really. Right, that's one in. Normally I'm used to L1 going down. It's R1 that's for lowering. Oh, fucking hell, camera. There we go. Too far. There we go. Try not to bloody jostle the other one out as well. Okay. Right. Restore crane. Change truck. There we go. International HX520. So yeah. Okay, all we've done is give it a better engine. Stock gearbox. Stock suspension. UODs, so off-road tyres. That's about all I did to set it up for off-road. Gotta get to level 17. And even then, the air filters are just slightly different. Rear wheel only. There we go. Local map. Let's get back Do this thing. And, you know, try not to dig ourselves into onto a tree stump this time. That's about the only thing that has properly managed to stop us, that tree stump. It was a mildly aggravating detour. As I was saying before we crashed into the stump. Har har. Okay, so now we're not moving through the water to disturb the actual image. Yeah, you see a bubble around you. It actually disturbs the water. It's why if I toot the horn too close, we're at risk of flooding the engine, huh? Yeah, it's why if I do it too close to any breakables, like fence posts, wow, we are actually bogged for a change. But too close to any fence posts and whatnot, the fences just shatter. Knowing when to use your winch can be a rather useful skill in this. Annoyingly, despite the shockwave effect, it does not clear loose stones from the road, and that annoys me. But yeah, judicious use of the winch is a valuable skill in this game. Especially when it's knowing when to use said winch. Assert dominance over the local wildlife. And of course the reason we were bogging is because of the weight of the logs. But yeah, this is an outright, unless you're going to take semi-trailer, this is just an outright logging truck. Also, if you have a link handy, Madcat, you are more than welcome to promote the Stumbled In. Well, rather Stumbled In Discord. You are welcome to do so. As well as your own, Twitch channel, you're welcome to promote during my streams. I will get Nightbot and whatnot sorted one day, just not today. It's easier to get on desktop than mobile, though. At least the links. Yeah, all these loose stones, unaffected. But if I go over one wrong, it pings into the middle of the road and does like 500 suspension damage and blows out 3 tyres, whilst also rolling a 25-ton truck on its side. Yeah, your worst enemy in this game isn't the invulnerable trees that are very useful for towing yourselves, but are a pain in the arse when you're trying to pathfind. It isn't water. No, your worst enemy in this game is loose rocks. Do you remember me saying a couple of weeks ago that I flipped my truck like 4 times on a run that I'd done a dozen times without problem? The thing that kept flipping me on that run was loose rocks. That's also what caused the scout trailer problem as well. Going over loose rocks, trailer bounced, glitched out, yeeted itself into the sky, dragging my truck with it, while then getting itself stuck. 1 load of bricks stuck in the air, 1 luckily landed almost on the road, just low enough that I could actually hit it with the crane. And finish yeeting my truck into a tree line. Because loose goddamn stones. Differential lock is good that we can transfer all drive power between all drive wheels. The lack of an all-wheel drive is what hurts us. Especially like the size of that rock. I could roll over that with the bloody tree trailer. Well, log trailer. It's more than a little problematic. Yeah, me sandwich, or rather cob, bun, whatever, is just a cheese cob, basically. Right. Cheese. Cheese, grommet, cheese! I used to do a better Wallace. I used to. Oh heck! Grommet! Help! Oh yeah, if you're going too slow in that gear, you will stall. This is, however, not Wensleydale. It's just Cheddar. I say just Cheddar in air quotes because when it comes to cheddar cheese, me and my dad have the same opinion. If it ain't glowing in the dark and can't power a city for a week, then it ain't strong enough. we happen to like having some pretty strong cheddar. So, like, you know, when you see cheese ratings like 1 to 10, like Edam, for example. Yes, quite literally. Like, you know, like cheese ratings, you see like Edam, for example, is a 2. Cheddar usually comes in at about a 4 to 5. We tend to get, at the minimum, a 7 to 8. So, you know, we're extra mature. Yeah, well, Edam's the only cheese that's made backwards. Okay, so the weight of our trailer is holding us back right now. Yeah, I read your joke. Ooh, Madcap. It was slightly sigh-worthy. As for the Edam made joke, yeah, well, that one's older than my parents. My dad used to tell me that one when I was. How did he put it? Oh yes, knee high to a grasshopper. Problem is, we now have to take a slightly tight corner. I would, but one, I have no control over where it would land. 2, there's no guarantee that they won't just get stuck in mid-air. And 3, I would have to get a bloody log crane and come and pick them up again. So as funny as the instant the bricks was, I needed both pallets. I had to go and retrieve another pallet to make up for the problem. There we go. I got caught on a little rock. That time it was tree blocking the path. We needed to roll over it to get through. A little further. We're almost there now. Okay, fair enough. Not a problem, Madcat. I'll be uploading the archive some point in the next couple of days. I say you're welcome to promote your own Twitch channel with a link. As I say, Magcat's a very good friend of mine, moderately successful streamer. He's at least taking subscriptions. I'm not quite at that point yet. Usually streams, depending on circumstance, usually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Usually past 7 GMT, except for Saturday where it's after 9. You can find him at madcat_UK. And, well, obviously on Twitch at madcat_UK. Plays a variety of games. Occasionally does some art. But he's a good friend of mine. The art I use for my preparing, be right back, and ending screens were all done by him for me, which I am very grateful for. By all means, you should tune in and check him out. At the very least, get this objective cleared up. Now we're down to less than 100 litres. But we are right at our drop-off point. And for the hell of it, just casually destroy the fence with a horn blast. There we go. Okay, due to jackknifing the trailer, we have actually stalled. Well, not just stalled, we have rolled over. But we can always recover the trailer in a bit. And I may as well... It's 10 o'clock now, so I will be jumping off the stream as well. Fingers crossed, I will be streaming the first session of Deathwatch Mission 3. The one I've been writing, because the last few weeks I've gone to try and start it, but things have happened and have been out of my control and have generally just screwed the plan over. But yeah, that's been it for me today. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. So it should be Deathwatch tomorrow. And then Payday 2, hopefully, with Ambrose Rothwood in the background. With any luck. Saturday, depending on my mood when I get up, I should actually be starting, potentially, a stream for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I might throw in some extra streams Sunday and Monday next week. Might be more SnowRunner. Might be getting back to Code Vein. Don't know. Wait and see. Basically, there are very very few streams that I know what I'm going to be streaming before I actually start streaming. Essentially. But yeah, hopefully you've all enjoyed. Do please leave a follow if you haven't already. Make sure you turn on notifications so you get notified whenever I go live. If you're watching on desktop or laptop, you can also find my About section where you can find a link to my Twitter, where you can follow me at @SaberOfWoQ. I post there when I go live. I post screenshots. I post video clips. I also share stuff, fan art, videos, cosplays, etc. Um, but hopefully you'll enjoy that. So I should hopefully be back tomorrow. Not a guarantee, but hopeful because I need all three of my players available tomorrow for that. Especially since it's the start of the mission, I need them to be able to choose their gear and whatnot, and all hear the briefing. But yeah, so hopefully you've all enjoyed. Do please leave a follow if you haven't already. Thank you all for tuning in. Well, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Ciao for now.